Let's dive into crochet pattern lingo. I am looking at this inside of my pages editor on my computer. So when you look at yours, you're not going to see all of this on the side, but you will see this main part here. So you can download this guide and you'll have all the patterns in here. So we've got the table of contents, that's self-explanatory. And I'm just going to take you through in detail through the basic beanie crochet pattern. And you're going to be able to, from here, you're going to be able to read all the other patterns. So now we have our abbreviations, gauge, materials section of the pattern. And this is pretty similar for most of the ones in the course, but there's going to be just a few little changes for each one. So once you start learning these abbreviations and you get used to it, it'll be easy to read crochet patterns. And like every crochet pattern you read will have a lot of these things and maybe a few new things to learn. But it is quite a few things to learn at first. So we've got R&D for round or rounds. And that is just as you're crocheting out, you're making a circle, and every, it's not called rows because you're not going in straight lines, you're going in rounds. And next one is magic circle. This is what you use to start. There's a whole video on how to do this. Then there's chain and stitch or stitches. SC is single crochet. This is the most important one because this is what you're going to be doing through most of the beanie. Increase is when you're doing 2 single crochets in 1 single crochet. And I'll show you how to do that in the course. Then we have slip stitch, which is how you're going to end the beanie. And there's a video on that too in the fasten off and weave in the ends video. Next we have gauge. And this is how you're going to tell if you are crocheting the right size. So you're going to do rounds 1 through 6, and then you're going to measure and see if it's 3.75 inches at the widest diameter. There's a whole video on how to do this and what to do if it is not 3.75 inches. Under materials, we have hook. The hook that I use is an H hook or 5mm hook, but I always note you might not want to use an H hook because you go back here to this gauge. If you try an H hook and your piece is not this size, it's bigger or smaller than 3.75 inches, then you're going to want to use a bigger or smaller hook. Next up, we have your yarn. It's 130 yards for the basic beanie pattern. It's more for like the pom-pom beanie and the fold-up brim and the slouchy, but all those beanies you'll be able to do with 1 skein of yarn. We've got a stitch marker to help you keep your spot. We've got scissors, of course. You need to be able to cut when you're done. And tapestry needle is optional. I really like to use this to weave in the ends, but you can just do it with a crochet hook as well. So let me just walk you through the pattern a little bit and give you an overview of how this goes. This is a men's pattern. It's meant to fit a guy who has a head circumference of 23 to 24 inches. And you're going to start with your magic circle, and there's a whole video on this. Then you're going to start with round 1 is 6 single crochets in your magic circle. So 6 stitches total, that's what it means in parentheses here at the end. So this is how many, you can see it's going up every single round. So it's like 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. It goes up by 6 every time. There's a reason for that. That's how you make a nice circle and it doesn't get all crazy and it stays flat and it stays nice. After you do your 6 single crochets, you're going to increase in each of those 6. So you're putting 2 single crochets in each of the 6 that you started with. So you're going to have 12. Then you're going to increase and you're going to put 1 single crochet stitch and then increase and 1 single crochet till you have 18. Then the next round you're going to increase and put 2 single crochets, 2 plain single crochets, and then increase and 2 plain single crochets like that. So that's how you're seeing every round you're going to put more plain single crochets in between your increases. That is how you crochet a circle, also known as crocheting in the round. So you keep doing that, you keep putting more and more stitches in between your increases till you get to round 12, and then you've got 72 stitches in the round and you stop increasing. Now you just do plain single crochets for the rest of the beanie, and you do rounds 13 to 33 just plain. You're going to have 72 stitches in every single round. And just note that this looks like it's going to be 20 rounds because you're looking at it and you go 33 minus 13 is 20. but it's actually 21. So when you look at that, just in my mind, I always add 1 to what my brain thinks it is, because that's going to be actually the correct amount of rounds. So when you're done with round 33, you slip stitch in the next 4 stitches and you fasten off and weave in the ends. There's a video all about how to do that part. So hopefully that gives you an overview and you have the bigger picture of how this works. And then, like I said, I think there's 8 videos that are just showing you exactly how to do all the steps and breaking down all of this. Of course, if you have any questions, you can comment on the individual videos. All right, let's get started crocheting in the next video.